Aquarius. So we're doing a little reading on limiting beliefs. I've laid the cards already. Your limiting belief that's holding you back is something to do with the Wheel of Fortune. Usually we think we haven't got enough power when we see the Wheel of Fortune. It's unusual for people to jump in and affect change, or you feel that you have to keep doing that, or you're the one that has to keep doing that. We'll pull some cards, we'll cap on this. So there's something around moving things forward, either them feeling stuck or you feeling as if it's always you that has to move things forwards. And the effect of holding on to this limiting belief is the Queen of Pentacles. This feeling, it's almost like, it's funny the way they've illustrated it is like a kind of Mary, like a kind of religious icon, as if your identity is trapped between, in this feeling of being this kind of eternal maternal figure that doesn't quite take into account your own uniqueness. So obviously that doesn't matter whether you are a mother or not, and what your gender is, or how you, it's just feeling as if you're trapped in an identity that isn't quite the whole truth of who you are. So what can you do to release this negative belief? We've got the 7 of the Chariot in the reverse and Strength. It's like you're strong enough to stop this constant motion. It feels as if you've been rushing around, trying to avoid this role, trying to almost escape from it in some way, or that you see a split between this role and every other part of your life. And what we're saying here is that with the Strength is that you're kind of strong enough to integrate the two, so that this doesn't feel as if it takes from you. It feels as if it's all lined up to one thing that you're doing. So I remember being given a book a while ago about kind of how the brain likes to have very one simple task, and we hate it when we have to keep putting different hats on. It makes us feel confused. So if you could find one hat that encompassed both your role as a nurturer, or the Queen of Pentacles also indicates somebody that's highly valued, that has a beautiful home, that always looks beautiful. So that kind of exterior bouginess, if that bouginess could be integrated with whatever else is going on for you, it might make you feel as if you can move the cogs of the wheel on in a satisfactory way. And what is possible once you've released this belief that you can't do two things is the beautiful Fool, a new start. So I'm going to pull some extra cards. I've got this sort of funny situation where I've got none of the books and then decks that I don't really... It's kind of fun because I get to... we get to read the images without being too bound by the text. So the Wheel of Fortune, what's this about for our Aquarius? What is it that they're... Oh, it's too many cards. That they are feeling stuck in, or is it that they feel that they have to keep moving the wheel? What is it? The Ace of Visions. So it's sort of like... sorry, that's the Ace of Visions we were saying. I was interrupted then on the phone. A call I had to get. So 10 of the Wheel of Fortune being clarified by this Ace of Visions, which is the Ace of Cups. I think that's right. Let me just check whether the visions are cups. Let's find another vision and it will be clear. Boons is obviously 6 of spells is the one, and the Ace of, oh, come on, show me something else. Spells, challenges. Yeah, it's the Ace of Cups. And this Ace of Cups, we see a swan appreciating itself, looking at its beautiful image in a way that makes it feel as if it can see its own beauty. So I think it is to do with you not appreciating, feeling as if some of your roles don't make you feel great about yourself. I'm going to pull another card here as well. And so this, and therefore you can't kind of move on because you feel stuck trying to kind of sort something out. And here we have hang on, wake up, your tenacity and determination. I think you need to start appreciating yourself and integrating these roles in a way which will then make you feel as if all this energy is released that allows you to wake up your tenacity. Look at that sweet fox. Look at its face. Oh, it's like somebody's scratching behind its ears All these animals feeling really, really appreciated. This swan really enjoying its beauty. I think once you've done that, it releases your energy to move forward. And let's get one further thing. The door into summer. It opens the door into something really, really beautiful. Okay, so then what is the impact of maintaining this this limiting belief with the Queen of Pentacles? We're going to get some comment on that. What have we got here? Three of Boons, Three of Pentacles. It allows you to build something beautiful with other people. It seems to be good for other people. That's the Three of Pentacles. You're building your spell with them. So it is lovely. Come on, let's have some more compact. But becoming who you were meant to be. Something to do with your reading, because we keep getting interrupted. Or maybe that's how you feel. So we got to Queen of Pentacles. This is the effect of your limiting belief, that you've got to be there, that you can't move things on, is that there is a stasis, a kind of beautiful bougie status. And with the Three of Boons, we were saying this makes it feel like it's good for a group. But when we get this card, Becoming Who You're Meant to Be, which I got this morning for myself, and it says manifest your dreams, it might feel as if you're trapped in a, excuse me, I was halfway through doing this when I started, in a sort of beautiful dream or a role. It's not quite you. So one more. The effect of holding on to maintaining this belief. So you're feeling frustrated about how you can become more you. And then here we have the Witch in the Glen. I've never seen this card before. So in this Witch in the Glen, rather than being the perfect bougie queen, you've sort of invited all the animals into your home. So it's like actually your version of what you want to do is a little bit wilder. And if you could get your hat on and clarified so that you could be a bit more like that wild self, it kind of feels like that would be more satisfying. To become who you are means inviting these wild animals into the space, this wildness, and then you feel aligned and then you can move forward. So, and then when we have what can you do to release this, and we've got like stop making this two laser beams, become the one that can bring the strength in. The strength has always got this wild animal. So again, it's this idea of your wilder sides being integrated. So I'm just going to pull a couple of other cards. So yeah, we get it. Stop splitting these into two parts of yourself, integrate it. And then it says, imagination creates reality, go the distance. That's wonderful. Really imagine what it would be like if everything about you was one thing. We've got this kind of Noah's Ark pair of giraffes here. Go the distance. Go the distance with imagining this. Bring these animals that look like they're kind of looking in through your window. Like during lockdown, this tree, I left all the windows open all the time because it was so hot every day, even though it was so early in the year. And all the birds would come in, and it feels like those animals are trying to come in through this window. They're kind of peering in and saying, I want to get into part of this, which would be wonderful. And I think you'd feel more integrated and it would move things on for you. So one more piece of advice on how to do this. It says the Law Keeper's Bookshop. Maybe you have a book in you. Maybe you have some books that help you. Maybe you have some wisdom that you have in yourself that you can pull to the front. That it's almost like, you know, it's funny, I was thinking about it this morning, it's a bit of a kind of old-fashioned, well, it's not old-fashioned, but it's been out forever, Women Who Run with the Wolves. Is it that? Because I was thinking about it this morning. Is it about this idea of integrating something wilder, less tamed, less acceptable, that will allow you to sort of release some of your deeply submerged creative energy, and that gets things moving. And what happens when you do this, when you release this belief with the Fool? So let's pull some extra cards on that. So a new start. Let's have a comment on that. Awakening Gaia and her gentle souls, transformation and radiant love. Really beautiful. Awakening, this new start. It could be about the matriarchy. It could be about your ecological work, or just being at one with the natural cycles without having to sort of pretend to be anything else. It feels as if when it says awakening Gaia and her gentle souls, all of those wild animals in all of these cases look quite tame. You know, the swan has got some jewelry on. The fox is looking sweet, like it's being cuddled. The tiger is playing with the jewelry, actually playing with some pearls, which are a bit like what's hanging around this neck. The animals invited in, the looking in through the window, looking after your books. So it feels as if it's taming. It's just taming what you think you can't have in your life and realizing you can be everything. You don't have to be acceptable. And what have we got here? The wild hunt. That is wonderful. So we're in a fire horse year. This looks as if we're now far from being tame. Now it feels as if it's answering me, saying that. It says, with all these allies, this is when you start this beautiful, you've tamed them and now off you go on this wild hunt. And it's one horse, it's not the chariot, it's not a split thing, it's one way forward that takes you onto your sort of the hunt of your life, what you really want. And two of these cards came through. It says the File of Light. So going after what it really, really is, your treasure and treasure. So the light being your treasure, is this plasma, is this some jewelry, is, you know, it's above your head. It's not where you've been looking for, but off you go on your wild hunt. This is really lovely. Integrate the bits that you think aren't acceptable. That is what the Wheel of Fortune then gets moving, like with a huge energy of the wild hunt, which will be enormously satisfying. See you again.